Testing, testing.
Please put a hint.
Today is a beautiful day, and I'd just like to say thank you to the mayor here of the town of Rocky Mountain House for having and organizing the flag raising ceremony. This is an excellent first step to the truth and reconciliation process. It's a great action and a great honor to have the town of Rocky Mountain House raise the Treaty 6 flag here and acknowledging the Indigenous people here. It's a beautiful first step to acknowledging who we are and also to raising the Métis flag as well, as along with the town council flag, the flag of the province of Alberta and the Canadian flag together. So with that, we'll start with a flag honor song here by the Soaring Hawk drum group, and then we'll do the flag raising from here, and then we'll have opening remarks after that. So drum group.
Good afternoon, everybody. First of all, I'd like to start by acknowledging that the land on which we gather and celebrate is Treaty 6 territory and a traditional meeting ground and home for many Indigenous people, including the Blackfoot, Cree, Saulteaux, Stoney, and Métis. I'd like to start by thanking Elder Teresa Strawberry and Jimmy Littlejohn for the pipe ceremony and the opening prayer. I'd also like to thank the Soaring Hawks drum band for coming to help us celebrate today. It is my true honor to welcome you all here today, and I extend a grateful and warm welcome to Chief Beaverbones and Chief French Eater, Elder Teresa Strawberry, Elder Jimmy Littlejohn, Métis President from Local 845, Bernie Olette, for attending. This ceremony has been in the planning stages for over a year, but the worldwide pandemic has delayed this significant event until now. The raising of Treaty 6 and Métis flags, the raising of the Treaty 6 and Métis flags is a public and permanent recognition of the historical and current contributions to our community from the First Nation and Métis people, and the desire for continued and evolving partnerships to benefit all who reside within Treaty 6 territory. This event solidifies our ongoing commitment to reconciliation and is a step forward toward building a community where racism and hate are not tolerated. A community that is working to understand the complex and painful history and acknowledging our role in ensuring long-term change in partnership and with guidance from our First Nation neighbors, without whom our community would not be what it is today. We raise these flags in hopes of bringing our communities together. Our wish is to create a stronger and more inclusive community. Last week, the Town of Rocky Mountain House Town Council reviewed the Truth and Reconciliation's calls to action. 4 of the 94 recommendations call on municipal governments to act, but we know we have a larger role to play. Council has committed to ensuring the local Victim Services Unit has skills and resources to deliver Indigenous-focused services and programs. We will ask Alberta Urban Municipality Association to bolster its relationship with Indigenous Councils of Alberta. We will host regular inter-council meetings with our First Nation neighbors. We will ensure all town staff and council are educated on the history of Indigenous peoples, including the history and legacy of residential schools. We'll explore how to share the impacts of residential schools and the 60 Scoop broadly with our residents. Asking local sport organizations to commit to anti-racism awareness and training, and by installing our Treaty 6 territory land acknowledgement on a plaque to be displayed at the town office, specifically on this rock, at the council, in the council chambers, and in our recreation facilities. Today is another public and durable commitment to our First Nations, friends, and neighbors. This is Treaty 6 territory. This is the traditional home of Indigenous and Métis people. This land has a history that will outlive all of us. In recognition of the area's heritage and our partnership with our Indigenous neighbors, the Town of Rocky Mountain House is proud to fly these flags. We are proud to stand with you here today, and I am grateful for your wisdom and your guidance. On behalf of the Town of Rocky Mountain House, we are incredibly proud to raise the Treaty 6 and the Métis flags today. Minister Nixon sends his regrets. He was unable to be here today, and he has asked that I give this message from him. I send greetings on behalf of the Government of Alberta for this special ceremony. It is important to recognize the historic relationship founded 145 years ago between the First Peoples of this landscape and the Crown. However, the history of this community reaches back far, far longer. For thousands of years, the First Peoples have been stewards of the land, water, and wildlife in the West Country. And since its first days as Hudson Bay Company trading post, Rocky Mountain House has been a meeting place for many people. This ceremony recognizes the significance of the landscape of the region, which today is shared by the Indigenous, Métis, and non-Indigenous people who call this place home. It is also a time to recognize the many contributions, and past and present, that First Nation and Métis peoples to Rocky Mountain House and the surrounding region. I wish you all the best for today's flag ceremony and National Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you all for being here. I'm also now going to call on Chief Beaverbones to say a few words.
Right now?
Anine, good afternoon. I'd just like to say something in my language, a language I was born with, but ako nga na kung kung pinawaspokanan, kagisi mo at mo magapisan sino mingo. Kabila si tamingo ay kung pinamuat mo no. Treaty 6 flag was Soaring Métis Flag. Mineda na nakumag. Kagis mutamwat. Dizam na sige ko magtayo na no. Utte no. Tagis ma mo wichi think. Tagis ma wichi think ko magtasih coming. Sa no mo kakina kete ag mo puiti macho wat mo kete meonsa. Puiti mo gif mittog. Puiti mo gif me. Gipna kusige out mo bagwes muunan matutsonan with natuno mo utenag mo kaya engo kani pongo mo magna na komen ba kinagino skea what the way get kwete samno go kino maga kapi samno go gimaka na samagan sak kina na komen tagusni. Good afternoon. I'd just like to welcome everybody for being here to witness our historic moment, raising the Treaty 6 flag and the Métis flag. I'd just like to welcome every one of you who are coming down, the students, the firefighters, and the people sitting down here, the Métis. It's a very historic moment that we have right now, raising these two flags. But before I go on, I'd like to acknowledge our two elders here, Teresa and John, for doing the pipe, praying for the flags and everyone around us. They prayed for good health. They prayed for how to get along. Because in the past, we've seen, I don't want to say this, but I see sometimes it's racism, and we all grew up around here. We see each other daily. We shop together daily. We do things daily in Rocky, and that's one thing I didn't like seeing, because I faced that many times, racism, and that's one thing that it's not a good feeling when you hear that, and it just, I hope that we can all get along, and I know COVID really hit us here last year, and it kind of really slowed things down. And but this reconciliation is a major thing that we face daily, and I just hope we continue to work with each other, say hi to each other when you go to a store or something, and it's just that we need to start working together as one. The nations off the reserve, the Métis, the people in town here. We all shop in the same store. We try to support all the markets in town, and we do a lot of business in town. So I just like to say that we need to be friendly more often to each other, and it's just not good what been happening in the past. Even our kids, they play hockey together during the winter. They play baseball together now, and I like seeing that. And I hope that we continue helping each other and supporting each other. And with our CMP here, Red Coats, I'm glad you're behind us to support our event today. These are protectors. From the day we signed treaty, they were right there. They were right there to help with our people. And they serve our town in a way that I respect them. And there's a lot of respect for my the ones that come to our reserve, and we have talks, we meet each other, we talk about what's going on, and there's a lot of respect for our CMP in our nation, Sunshine Nation, and even Bighorn, and I'm glad you're all behind us every day. And also the leadership here behind me, Chief Jonathan Kirby over there works for the Native Center, and my council there, Malcolm, our new council, Malcolm, Herman, Ryan, Martin, and Bernadine. One couldn't show up here because he had some kind of appointment, but I just like to acknowledge everybody that's around here. Even our peace officers are here, just supporting what we're doing today. So it's a good day. And I think the drummers, they sang two good songs, and that's the song they sing that really touched me, because that's a flag song they sang, and it touched my heart what they sang, and I hope we continue working each other, and I hope everyone has a good day. Hey, thank you.
I'm now going to turn the mic over to Chief Jonathan French-Eater.
Good afternoon. First of all, I'd like to give thanks to the Creator for blessing us another beautiful today, and I'd like to thank the two elders, Teresa and Jimmy Littlejohn, for the opening pipe ceremony. And just going back to that pipe ceremony, how long we've been using the pipe. When we first signed back in 1876, the pipe were used back then. We utilized the pipe then, and today we still utilize that pipe. So just thank you to Teresa and Jimmy for the opening, and also like acknowledge the drummers that came here today that sang a couple songs, and like to give thanks to them as well. And to the mayor of Rocky Mountain House, her colleagues, like to acknowledge you and like to thank you at the same time for inviting us here today as we all gather here with our colleagues and friends, relatives, all of you that are here. I'd like to thank you all for coming out. Also, I'd like to acknowledge Chief Beaverbone, his council members that are here, and thank you for coming here, participating. And it's a beautiful day to see us all gather like this. And I didn't really come too prepared. This is sort of thank you all, and hope you enjoy the rest of the day. And again, thanks again.
Before I turn the mic over to Bernie Ouellette, I'd also like to point out that I have my council here as well. And if you guys could stand, Councillor Michelle Narang, Councillor Dave Auld, Councillor Maren Fraser, Councillor Randy Brown, and Councillor Len Phillips. We're all a group working together on this. So I'd like to call up Bernie Ouellette, President of the Local 845.
Your Worship, Mayor Burke, the town councillors, Chief Beaverbones, and your council, Chief French-Eater, and your council, and respected elders, ladies and gentlemen, and I was going to say young people, but they took off. But there's still young people in the crowd, so young people. Today, June 21st, 2021, all of Canada marks National Indigenous Peoples Day. This is the day that all Canadians are invited to recognize and celebrate the unique cultures and outstanding contributions of the Indigenous peoples. And the Indigenous peoples are the First Nations, the Inuit, Métis peoples. We are all Indigenous. And it's fitting that this day, bright sunshine, is celebrated at the summer solstice. This is the day when the sun travels its longest path across the sky. This can also be seen as symbolic of the long pathway Canada's Indigenous peoples have had to travel toward truth and reconciliation. 2021 is a year that has seen tragedy and heartache for the Indigenous community, both discovery at the Kamloops School and through the personal losses brought on by COVID-19. But despite the hardships and the challenges in 2021, the Métis Nation has proved its resilience once again. We continue to stand strong in this part of our prairie homeland in the beautiful province of Alberta. And by homeland, we mean the land where our ancestors were invited to freely live, to hunt, to raise their families, and to grow in prosperity. As Métis people, we proudly bear a strong family kinship with our First Nation relatives, because they are the ones who first shared their culture and their land with us and invited our ancestors to join their family. Today, the Métis Nation is growing strong and vibrant, numbering over 500,000 people throughout Canada, with the province of Alberta having the largest number of Métis people at well over 100,000. I truly believe we are making progress toward the vision our great leader Louis Riel had for our nation. And I can't wait for us to take the next steps forward. I can't wait to start gathering again as a community to celebrate our milestones and to hear our Métis citizens' thoughts on advancing our Métis Nation. To our Métis citizens, I encourage you to take a moment and celebrate your identity and your unique heritage as part of the Métis Nation. And remember, believe in yourselves, believe in the Métis. For all Albertans, I invite you to learn more about the Métis Nation and its role in Canada's and in particular Alberta's history. The Métis have a long and colorful history in the Rocky Mountain House area. The Rocky Mountain House beginnings come from the fur trade era. Our Métis Nation Local 845 is in a wonderful partnership with Parks Canada. We invite everyone to come and visit the Métis encampment at the Rocky Mountain House National Historic Site, which is located just 6 kilometers west of town on the old Highway 11A. The fur trade. The 4 forts were built in this area, and importantly, all about Métis life, culture, and the colorful Métis history in Canada. Come out and visit us. We have 3 of our young people right here sitting on the curb there. Would you please stand? Come and listen to live fiddle music. Watch our students perform the Red River Jig, the Sash Dance, and others. Learn about the Red River Cart and the York Boat. Our Métis Local 845, with the assistance of Canada Summer Jobs and the Rupert's Land Institute, is proud to have hired 12 high school, college, and university students this year from Rocky Mountain House and area for the summer months. Come out to the National Historic Site and visit them. You won't be disappointed. In conclusion, on behalf, before I conclude though, I want to also introduce my board. Shelley Benz, our Vice President, Kent Thate, our Secretary, and our Treasurer, Gladys Bigelow. In conclusion, on behalf of the Métis Nation, I wish to thank Mayor I've got it written down too. Mayor Tammy Burke and the Town Council for inviting the elected Métis Nation representatives to this important flag raising ceremony. We are proud and honored to take part and to be included in these important community celebrations in recognition of National Indigenous Peoples Day. Thank you.
So that concludes our ceremony today. And I would just like to say another thank you to Chief Beaverbone and his council, Chief French Eater and his council, the RCMP, the Métis Association, the drummers, and a special thank you to, again, to Teresa, Elders Teresa and Teresa Strawberry and Jimmy Littlejohn for all your assistance to me today. And it's a new day, and we're very, very grateful for everybody that has shown up for this very important, historical, significant event today. So thank you. I would also say that we have lunch also for everybody that like the attendees here. No, soup and bad I got right away here.